Greetings, everyone. This is a small tribute to John Oliver Simon, a person and a poet whom I got to know briefly through California Poets in the Schools, and more intimately with him sending me poets during his course of fighting cancer. He passed over on January 16th. He was born in New York City in 1942. He wrote his first poem under a full moon in 1956. While at the University of California, Simon was active in the free speech movement and in the famous struggle to liberate Berkeley's People's Park. He wrote 9 books of poetry, included Caminante, which was praised by Gary Snyder and Juan Felipe Herrera. In 1989, he was awarded an Individual Artist Fellowship by the California Arts Council. He also received an NEA Fellowship in Translation for his work with the great Chilean surrealist poet Gonzalo Rojas. On January 20th, Simon's contributions in 2015, his contributions to the Bay Area writing and educational community were recognized by the City of Berkeley with John Oliver Simon Day on May 14th, 2016. The Berkeley Poetry Festival presented him with its Lifetime Achievement Award. As an educator, Simon devoted himself to teaching children to write poetry. He was a former president and board member of California Poets in the Schools and served as the artist director of Poetry Inside Out, a program of the Center for the Art of Translation. In 2013, he was named the River of Words Teacher of the Year by former U.S. Poet Laureate Robert Haas. John Oliver Simon touched the lives of thousands with his teachings, his friendships, and for me especially his poems. Mexican poet Alberto Blanco wrote, "The poems of John Oliver Simon, like all true poems, trace a map of psychography which allows us to enter not only into another life, but into the voyage of that life, and not only into another culture, but into other cultures, to another point of view." Simon himself wrote, "Language is the central human invention, the hive which we are ceaselessly elaborating even as we speak." First, I would like to read you his last poem to me and my response that I wrote and sent him the morning before I heard that he'd passed over. John's poem, Bafo. One lunar cycle after I found true love, or you found me, unerringly, in a band of light that extended back to the Big Bang, and we wondered, charmingly, how much time we had. Came the hammer blow, the blank sentence of death. As we had always thought ourselves immortal, we clung at red lights in tears in your Honda, yielding to bleakest fears in the soulless dark. William Shakespeare would tell you that love and death are Bafo, and I'd lick poison from your lips. One kiss to steal past unsuspected borders. I lived too much as Hamlet. Do or not do, put me down with Romeo and Antony, who died for love and stood to take the applause. So I wrote John, and they said, "I realize now that my idea to send you this chapter in Tetsu Uno's book, River of Fire, River of Water, was a bit of a reach for me and you. Uno is a professor of religion at Smith College and a lecturer in Shin Buddhism, religion and culture. He's writing notes to an elderly woman in the hospital who is refusing to nourish herself. Here are some lines from his quotes, simply from me to you. Your body is a container of life. It contains true and real life. Your body and your true and real life are two different things, related but different." And he tore off the sheet of paper and handed it to her doing this every time after writing. Regardless of your body, true and real life wants to go on forever. Although I don't know you well, in one sense, I have always known you through the true and real life that flows in you and me and everyone around us. Because of this shared life, we love ourselves and each other deeply. When we appreciate true and real life, we take care of its container, this body, for without it, we could never have come to realize true and real life. To die or not to die, we don't have a choice. If we could choose, it would make things simple. In my own life, I often forget about true and real life deep within me. But whenever I do, and get lonely, unhappy, frustrated, or angry, something deep within me calls me. The call is for me to return to my home, where all existence really comes alive. I hear the call through the words. In response to the name that calls is my acceptance and affirmation of true and real life. No need to understand, no need to explain anything, no need to convince anyone. Many people love me in ways unknown to me. I am made to appreciate others and want to thank them for all this by virtue of true and real life. Thank you for listening, not to me, but the call. Thank you.